Aloha and welcome. My name is Alan Coloma, and I am the crisis coordinator for the YWCA. And can you state your name for the record?
My name is Daryl.
And Daryl, is that with a double R, double L?
Yes,
Okay. And your last name?
Smith.
Okay. And do you want me to refer you as Daryl or Mr. Smith?
You can refer to me as Daryl.
Okay. So Daryl, I understand that you did sign off on the consent form to have this interview via Zoom recorded today. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Okay. And since this is our first meeting, I would like to confirm some information or collect information from you. What is a good contact number?
A good contact number. 808
808
555 555 5050.
Just to confirm, you said 808-555-55505. You gave me a little bit too much numbers. So go ahead and say that again, please.
808
Uh-huh.
555 5050.
Okay. And then if we needed to be in contact, if I needed to reach you, is this a good number to reach you at? Do you prefer being contacted by phone, or do you prefer me emailing you? What's the best form or way to contact you?
Phone is fine. This is my cell phone number.
Okay. Okay. So to start, Daryl, can you help me understand what it is from your perspective that we are meeting here for today?
Thank you for having me. Anyway, I'm here because I've been having marital issues. I've been having problems at home in general, and right now it's been I'm sad to say, but it's been affecting our kids. My wife and I. We have three kids, ages 9, 7, and 3. Um, I guess to put it bluntly, I've been as strange as it may sound. I myself have been getting abused by my wife. Well, we've been married for 11 years, and I would say for the past 5 years, things have changed for the worse, and she's gotten very abusive towards me, especially. And I've tried to contain it. Tried to handle it on my own. A lot of people won't know. Um, when we're out in public, everything is appears to be fine. She acts perfectly fine in public. You wouldn't be able to tell that this is happening. However, in private, when we're at home, uh, things change. She becomes a different person, um, very different person from what she shows herself as in public. She's very abusive, both physical, um, verbal, and it hurts my emotional well-being as well. Um, it's been going on, like I mentioned, for 5 years, and I think our kids have been, slowly being exposed to it, and I'm not sure if they understand the full extent, but I think they've seen some of it in play, maybe in passing, but I feel that ever since this happened, our kids have been affected. I say this because I've been seeing them acting out in strange ways. Sometimes repeating some of the negative comments, the um, abusive language that they might have overheard, between myself and my wife. And, it's just been going on a downward trend. And this is something I can't do on my own. And I'm looking to you for, any help or advice or any resource that you can direct us to. I love my wife, but the way she's doing, um, towards acting out towards myself and, I guess on a second level to our kids. I don't think it's in a good, doesn't bring any good to our family. And I would like to, you know, turn this around, save our marriage, save me. My as you can tell, I already have sunglasses on. Apologize for keeping the sunglasses on, but I do have some battle scars um based on confrontations with my wife.
Okay.
That pretty much sums it up.
So Daryl, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit because I failed to communicate in your best interest. Everything that's shared here is confidential and nothing will be released um, without informed consent from yourself. At any given time that you do provide informed consent, and you are always, as the client, you're always able to withdraw those consents. And of course, it's not released without your authority first, your authorization. However, during our meetings and our sessions, if at any given point in time, if you state anything that results in comments of wanting to hurt yourself or wanting to hurt others, I do have to let you know that I am a mandated reporter, and therefore, um, I would have to report that information up. That is something that um, supersedes our confidentiality commitments to our clients. I also want to mention that our hours of operations is from 7:45 to 4:30, Mondays through Fridays. If something was to happen outside of those hours and you needed to contact me, although we're closed, you're welcome to leave me a message. And I will get back to you as soon as possible. But there is a crisis hotline, which I'm going to give you the information for that crisis hotline at the ending of our meeting. And I would highly recommend you to just keep it, just in case, you never know. Now, with that being said, and covering confidentiality, our hours of operation, I also want to set some ground rules that I work with my clients and I make myself available to you, as well as all my other clients during that time. I will do everything I can. If I am busy or say I'm not in the office during those times, there will be staff on deck that can help assist you, as well as be able to get in contact with me. But this is a professional relationship. It's a working relationship. I am here to help you in reaching the goals that you identify, help you connect you to the resources needed to achieve those goals. We are battle buddies in this process. And then my goal is to empower you to bring forth the changes that you desire for yourself, for your family, and the relationships that you share today. Do you have any questions about that?
So my understanding is you are my worker you are on the clock from 7:45 to 4:30. Anything outside of that will be directed to a crisis worker.
Correct.
Um,
Well,
is-
anything outside of that, actually, anything outside of that, you could leave if it's not pressing, it's just something you want to run by me, say it was a follow-up that you and I had, and and you missed me, or I'm with another client, just leave a voicemail and I will get to it the following day. But if it's a crisis situation, then I ask that you do not wait Did you contact the crisis hotline or seek medical care? Depending on what your crisis is, do not wait for me to respond to you. Also, I should also mention that we have rules that we stick by, and respect goes both ways. I'm here to help you, but if we if lines start to get blurred, then I will warn you, as well as if you feel anything, let me know too, because we want to respect each other's boundaries and our limits, while we're working in the helpful environments to help our clients achieve their goals, as well as you working with me. And on top of that, respecting each other's times as well. So I feel that the best way to be effective is communicating. I would like to be able to help you through this journey. But if at any point, or even for your side, if you feel like I'm not being effective enough as your um, crisis coordinator, please speak up, and we can always find something that works for you. Our goal here is not to, is to help our clients reach their goals and to not re-traumatize, but to de-escalate any trauma that our clients are experiencing or facing. And so that is what I'm here for. But if it goes in the opposite direction, or if something's hindering it, please know that this is a safe environment, and you're more than welcome to share it with me, or my supervisors. But please communicate so that we can ensure that we this working relationship helps to improve your overall situation. Um, let's see. So I have a few follow-up questions. So my understanding from what you have recently shared, do you have any questions before I continue on our meeting?
No questions. I hear you and
So,
understand.
okay, just to recap, you're here today due to, from your perspective, there is physical and verbal abuse happening in your home. My understanding, it's just right now, it's just afflicted towards you, but not your children. Is that a true statement?
It is directed towards me, but I think it's affecting our children, which is my primary concern.
Okay. So is primarily directed towards you, but you're noticing that it's starting to affect others in your household, correct? Which is your children.
Correct.
And you have been married for 5 years.
I have been married for 11 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Married for 11 years, and the abuse started roughly 5 years ago, correct?
That is correct.
And why now? Why now are you seeking help?
Well,
If it's been happening for 5 years, what brings you here today? What turned the key for you to open this door?
um, well, it's pretty, as a man, it's pretty embarrassing to go out and um state that I'm being domestically abused by my spouse, which is a female. It's not something that's normal, and it's something I try to keep to myself. And um, over the past years, I've tried to uh, handle it on my own. Hoping it'll get better. But like I mentioned recently, our kids have been acting strange, and um, I don't want them to. I don't want this to negatively affect them, than any more than what it has already been. Um, so at this time, I'm trying to take a stand, mainly for the benefit of my kids. Um, Obviously, I would like to get the violence resolved, but my primary concern is the welfare of our children.
So, Daryl, are you employed?
I am not employed.
Okay. The income, because you said you lived with your wife, right? You guys lived together until recently, just recently, correct?
Correct.
So your wife is the primary provider for your home?
Correct.
Okay. Can you share with me what's your highest level of education?
I have a college degree, a bachelor's degree.
Okay. May I ask in what?
My bachelor degree.
Yes.
My bachelor's degree is in economics.
You know. And while you were going to school and pursuing your higher level of education at that time, where did you see yourself once you got your degree? Where did you want to apply yourself?
I saw myself as a investment banker at a big firm. Um, that was my goal.
Okay. So now that you're here with me and I'm going to, and you need housing, is that correct? We're going to work on you. That's going to be our primary focus, and then we'll build from that. So can you, after now sharing with me your situation and what you want to get out of this, what would be something that you have that can help you with a step forward into the direction that you, what is it, what is it that you see? Do you want to restore your relationship with your wife? Do you want to transition into another home? What is some goals that you have or want to
Well,
work on while here that I can help you with?
well, I do want to say that I love and I'm committed to my wife. I would like for the situation to change, but at this time, I am afraid of my well-being physically. Um, so at this time, I'm, obviously need to kind of break away at this time. Um, and just any help that you folks can recommend or direct me towards.
Okay.
Again, the
Well, I can connect you with Isabella, who is our shelter director. We can work on getting you and the children, correct me if I'm wrong, the children are in your care right now?
yes, 3 kids.
Okay. So I'll get you connected with Isabella for temporary housing in our shelter. Um,
What happens if the mom wants to come and get them?
well, you guys are still married, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So are you interested in setting up a TRO, a temporary restraining order? We do have staff in our shelter that can help you in that process. Is that something that you would be interested in?
I think that's something I would consider. But again, maybe for a short term. Again, my goal is to restore my relationship with my wife. Have behaviors changed, and ultimately restore our family. I think I just need a break at this time. See how things can work out.
Okay, so we're going to focus on you and the children. We can add marriage therapy, that sounds like what you want to do, into your service goals. Um, for short term, though, because it sounds like you're afraid that your wife may come and grab your kids, is a temporary restraining order something that you want to work on getting short term?
Um, Possibly. I think I have to think about it a little more. I would like um, protection from her, but at the same time, I don't want to strain the relationship to the point where becomes irreparable.
Okay. And that's fair. It's just on one hand, you have identified the risks of your wife getting in contact with the children, right? So it sounds like you want to create a protective measure for them, especially because of the circumstances at home. That's why you guys are here today. But on the other hand, if one is not implemented and it's stemming from wanting to restore and work on the marriage, the relationship between you and your wife, then to be straight up so that you understand what you're working with is that your wife has just as much custody and rights to your children as you do. So preventing her from gaining access to them when they're not with you, whether they're at school, etc., outside of the shelter is totally legal. So as you think about it, think about, is that okay with you? Are you okay with that? And maybe the temporary restraining order is not something that you want to execute now? Or is it something that you may feel that it's not beneficial towards the children and that they need to have a protective measure in place, and then therefore you would activate the TRO? So just things to work with, right? Because without the TRO in place, the playing field is even, right? Both have rights. But with it in place, it just means temporarily for these reasonings, one cannot have access to individuals listed or noted in the TRO that gets approved from the judge. Okay. So when you're ready to have that conversation, then let me know. That is a goal. We won't set it up now as a goal, but if you decide that that is something that you would like to do, we will set it up as a goal, okay, towards the direction in which you are trying to head in. Okay. Um, do you think marriage therapy is something that your wife may be interested in?
I think the thought of it might upset her. It's something I would like for us, but I don't think it'll go across well with my wife.
Okay. Um, if you could think of 3 on the spot goals that you want to work on within the next 30, 60, 90 days, what would that be? And how would it look like?
I would like for my wife. I don't know how it would play out, but I would like my wife to understand that what she's doing is wrong. I
Okay.
don't know if she.
But let's focus more on you and the children because you have control of yourself and your next steps. I understand your relationship with your wife is one that's very important, one that you obviously do not want to deteriorate, and one that you obviously are vested in to fix. But we're not in control of her, nor are we in control of her in this very moment. So if you could control things, these steps, like you're here, this is a shelter, temporary housing. Let's focus on you and what you can do for yourself and how those actions will also help because you have your children with you as well to stabilize the situation while working on the family network next. So like you stated that when was it you have a college degree, correct?
Yes.
When was the last time you worked?
I haven't worked since I graduated from college.
And that was in what year?
2000.
So you
And
have been employed for 26 years?
I haven't been formally employed, but I've taken odd and end jobs to help.
Okay. Okay. So it's good that you have your education, right? Um, it might be a good goal to look for employment. Yes, since your wife was the primary provider, right? For now, while you guys are distanced and you're seeking stability and housing in the future, we would need employment to support that action. So maybe one of our first goals could be seeking out employment.
Um, sure. If I could get you folks help on that. I don't know how marketable I am, with a college degree with minimal experience, but I would appreciate any help you can direct me to so I can gain meaningful employment.
And are you guys involved in church or any clubs or recreational groups or programs?
Yes, we go to church.
Okay, okay. The whole family?
Yes.
And do you plan to continue? Well, you guys are encountering the situation, attending church, the same church as your
Well,
wife.
honestly, I don't know how that's going to play out.
Okay.
For
Would you like to continue?
yes, I think God is at the should be at the center of any relationship.
Okay.
Um,
Uh, have you received any social services from anyone else? Any other programs?
no, again, it's not some. No, I've kind of withheld disclosing this for I guess like close to 5 years. So you guys are the first that I've reached out to.
Okay. And then, um, do you have family, friends, a
Yes,
support group? Okay. Your parents?
yes,
You have both parents?
yes,
And do you have any siblings?
yes. I have two brothers and one sister.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like, as far as goals, that we can set up goals for getting employment. Doesn't mean that when we say that, we're not saying that we're securing employment. We're saying that we're going to start to actively search for jobs and apply for jobs.
You folks can help me with that.
Yes, while you guys are in the shelter, Isabella, our director, can go ahead and assist with her staffing to connect you. I just need to know the goals to connect you with the right resources. So I can let Isabella know about employment. How about transportation? Do you have a vehicle?
I ride the bus.
Okay, so you have transportation. Okay. And housing. We can also start to, if you're interested, because this is just temporary housing, we want to create stability where you and your children can start to go back into a home and a house that you guys can create as a home. Okay. So is housing something that you would like the shelter director and her staff to help you completing?
That would be great.
And about free time. What do you do in your free time?
During my free time, I like to fix cars. I also like to work construction on some construction projects. I've been doing that off and on the side.
Okay. Okay, so we'll set up some goals. Um, so the next time we will meet will be 3 months from now. So the goal is to meet every 3 months to check where we're at with the goals that we have set. I'm going to complete this individual service plan. I'm going to have you sign off of it today, stating that this is what we went over and this is our goals. And then I will mail you home. I will I will go to the shelter and I will hand a copy over to Isabella or yourself if I see you there on Monday. and you can go ahead and review it. If there's anything in the service plan that I may have misstated or didn't cover, or that you would like to change, perhaps when you go back and you think about it and you decide that something on here, like for example, the TRO, you would like to actually incorporate it as a goal, we can go ahead and change it. I just want to let you know that for any major changes, we need to meet again in person, go over it, and then we can update the service plan and sign it over again. If it's just merely, I got a new number, or I found housing, so I want to update my address on file, that we can do, and no face-to-face meeting needed. I would just have my staff reprint out a new ISP plan and send it to you. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Um, 3 months is a long time.
Okay.
And I understand I can still call you with any updates or changes. Um, and you say we have to meet if there's any major changes.
Mhm.
But if I just need somebody to talk to, can I call you before the 3 months?
So yes, if anything significant happens, that is what we're here for. If it's anything to do with your plan, anything to reach your goal, yes. We also have, if you need, I can set you up with counselors or therapy. It sounds like that would be beneficial, pairing you up with someone who can have time to listen to anything that you have to share. So if you want me to link you with a counselor or a therapist, I can go ahead and do that. And then I will be meeting with your children separately as well.
I would appreciate if I can get a counselor, someone that I can um, talk to, in addition to yourself.
Okay, yes, because we want to make sure we connect you to the right services. Because although I'm here, there are specialists who specialize in counseling and therapy. That is not my thing. I am the crisis coordinator. I operate more like a care coordinator. I take the situations and I connect you with programs, resources that I'm aware of that can help facilitate. And then I just monitor to make sure that we're achieving and that everyone is taken care of, but I do have specialists who specialize in counseling and therapy who I can definitely link you up with.
That sounds good. I
Okay,
have
so
another concern. Um, my wife has been our primary breadwinner, and I'm
mhm.
afraid if I um, step out, so to say, um, I'll lose access to some of our shared financial resources. Is there any financial resources that you can point me towards that might help us through this season? Food, any basic necessities that um, obviously would have to likely come I would like to have to likely might have to pay on my own if
Yes.
should my wife cut me off from those resources.
Yes. So the good thing is that when you come to the shelter, we're very familiarized, at least with the resources that individuals come seeking us for. Obviously, is a shelter is to remove themselves out of a bad predicament in their homes. But we also know when that happens, there's other resources that our clients need access to. So we do have a list, and our shelter director and her staff will be doing also a similar intake with you in their areas, just to make sure, and they'll go over things of that nature. That falls more into Department of Human Services. So they'll see what it is that you have, what you need, and like I said, to bring stability to the situation. And then if there's anything that you do need that they don't go over, you can ask them. But in the meantime, I will still send them information, since we're all part of the same organization. I will send them over information letting them know that your interests